All right, we did it right this time.
Just the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, right. Now we
Yep.
got to wait for the crowds to come just pouring. I hope we have enough seats available.
Oh, but I think we will.
I hope we do. I hope we do. So we just have to wait now for all the people to show up. Hey, Trailer Park. Hey, Jamie, my love. Debbie's here. Yes.
Hello, TPG.
Hey, Mary again. Y'all couldn't hear us, but we were talking to y'all before. Sorry. Hey, Shannon Marie. I did. I tried. I went above my talent and tried to. Yeah, never mind. It didn't work. And then as soon as I came out here, my neighbor started mowing his grass.
Oh Lord.
So, hey, Gary. But he's my behind me neighbor, so we shouldn't hear it. Hey, awesome hooker. I love you, awesome hooker. I think we have a lot to talk about today. Because you know what I was thinking? You think about yourself as the person, obviously. Hey, Steve, that is bipolar, who is depressed, who has, Miss Vanjie. I didn't like her trailer park. I didn't like her. Sorry, didn't like her at all. We always think of ourselves and getting ourselves right, but I kind of always forget about my family, and the people that love me and what they probably go through when
Yeah.
I'm one or the other, and it's important. It's important
It is.
to recognize them, and so it was. Little did I know Debbie had DM me, but it was in my request file, and hell, I hardly checked the damn other one. So I mean, this was actually like we had the same idea, which is pretty good. When I
Yeah.
heard it, I was like, oh my god, let me go check, and there it was. So it's
Yeah.
5 o'clock on a Saturday. I know y'all are probably and I guess we could call this a holiday weekend, couldn't we? With Father's Day tomorrow,
Yes.
I suppose we could.
We could.
So I'm gonna let's see. They're pouring in. I asked Negs, and I know a lot of people have opinions about Negs. But I was watching one of his videos, and he was talking about how he was struggling and whatnot. I invited him over. Maybe just as you're not to participate if you don't want to. You could just sit and listen because a lot of the things that we say are like, me too, or somebody will say, me too, or that's the way I felt, or what have you. And sometimes it just helps to know you're not the only one in the world because sometimes you feel like you are. And I
True.
think that's the same way with caregivers. I think sometimes they're like, you
Well,
know,
they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this? You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Well, it's
Because I know
because you're
plenty of
doing it.
times it's like when as my children were growing up, um, I was always treated for depression and whatnot. And I don't know, like I've mentioned this before. I don't even know when the bipolar uh diagnosis came. That was one of the things that I've had it for like I mean years and years. It's been in my family doctor saying, and I'm like, well, where the hell did that come from? Hey,
Right.
Sophia. So I kind of went on a journey to I'm not doubting I have it. Believe me, I'm not doubting. I am in no way doubting I'm bipolar. It was just when did this come? Could I? Somebody could have given me a heads up,
Really.
and said it. So I've read where like parents are feel guilty because their child's bipolar or depressed, and it's not that simple and it's not that easy.
Oh
You
no.
know, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
It's, yeah. Hey, Clancy, my love, I hope you're feeling better. I really
It,
hope you're feeling better.
it does run in family, Shannon. I had 3 or 4 family members that committed suicide that were bipolar.
Well, see, that's what I have come to know too. And um, my 24-year-old is bipolar, and I've said this before, but she treats oh, I hate it, but she treats it with marijuana. I mean, she like right now she's
Yeah.
living the life. This kid is right now. She has a Twitch channel and she makes money, and
Uh-huh.
her and her two friends have been for the last 2 months throwing darts at a map and going there
Wow.
and streaming it live.
Yeah.
Uh, so she's right now doing everything she wants to do. Hey, Scotty Potty. You know, so life, you know what I'm saying? She's I don't know. I don't know. I feel guilty. When she was at her very worst and I'd have to take her to the hospital,
Mm.
I was so guilty. So I know where that comes from, you know. But
Yeah.
do you want to discuss like the being the parent and not having any control over this?
Yeah. I mean, I can't let me shut the little chihuahua up here. Um,
Even the dog has something to say.
and the dog takes hemp oil. You hear me? It's
Now,
not
you
even.
hear that? There we go.
My son has been diagnosed probably about 15 years ago, and he's just in denial, straight up denial.
Right.
We don't even. Oh my God, we probably haven't really spoken 4 or 5 years because, and you'll understand this because when you're right, you're right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
so he has a wife that's bipolar, and so I've I don't even know without even having to shed tears over this, but it's hard not to be able to conversate with your child that you were so close to because they will not accept the fact they have a mental illness and they need to get help.
Right.
They think that you are, I don't know what they call it. He thinks I'm riding his ass. I'm not.
Yeah. He thinks that you're against him. Like you want. Yeah. I can. Um.
You
Yeah.
know, and I too feel guilty um, because my kids saw as they were growing up. I was a great mom, but it seemed like when I got to about 36, it hit me really hard. And so my kids saw it.
Right.
You know, the lows, the highs. I would get super, I don't know. I don't know if you did this, Shannon, but did you ever just like go shopping and just shop?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Online. I would be
Yeah,
manic at night and online. And let me tell you, and about 2 weeks later, because it was someplace in China that I got stuff from. Oh, it was rolling in. I was supporting, I was supporting an entire town in China,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
was like, when did I buy this? It's beautiful, but when did I buy this? Yeah, so I know. Yeah.
yeah. And
I,
then I would have those. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no,
But I would
you
have,
go. You're good.
okay, then I'd have those days to where one weekend my husband was out of town working, and I literally painted the whole inside of the house. Just painted it. Went to Home Depot, picked up the
Yeah.
paint, and just drug everything to the middle, covered it up, and went to painting. And then it was like I was up all those days.
Right.
And then I looked at it and went, what the fuck did I do that for? I
Was it a
mean,
pretty color?
it was colorful. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Okay.
But I still would look at it and go, why? You know, I just,
Yeah.
and I would be, Oh, Shannon, did you ever get so mad that you would throw things and
Oh yes,
scream and
a
yeah,
100%, a
yeah,
100%.
yes.
Um, and it was, in your mind when you're doing it, you're the victim.
Oh, always, yes.
Yeah, all right. So it's not your fault you're doing it; it's their fault you're
There.
doing it.
Amen.
But 100%, I've done it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I used to feel like
absolutely.
I really did used to feel like I was crazy, but I would sit there and go, something has to be wrong, you know? So my poor husband, oh, Jesus, he would just like look at me like, poor man would try to keep the peace. And I was like,
Yeah,
no, you're not going to keep the peace. You're going to listen to me. And it was just, my mind felt like, my mind felt like it was going really super fast, and
right.
my body was going really slow. I thought I was ADD.
Well, I am. That's the thing. So I
Oh
get
my
the
goodness.
joy. I get the joy of both of them.
Oh wow.
Hello, Beeps Cats just joined us. Susan joined us. I'm reading all your comments and seeing your me too and your diagnosis and all that. So, um, but yeah, I would. It would always. It was never be my fault. It was. In the end, it usually was something so minute that I don't. Because the anger had built up
Yeah.
over something major, and I wouldn't react. And
Uh-huh.
then when somebody moved my straw, uh we're gonna tear this house down.
Yep.
It will be. So also, and with your son, I'm sure I've had it with my daughter, is you go through all the trouble to get them stable. And I don't know if your son's ever gotten this far in it, where you actually got the medications and then they would take it and stop
Hmm.
because they felt better.
Every time.
And that is so disheartening. I can tell you that was from a mother's point of view, and from a patient. I would do that myself when I was really younger. I feel better. And hey, Mel, when my daughter would stop it, I would try to be nice to her and say, "Look, sweet pea, these pills aren't a cure, okay?" And I always do the analogy of diabetes,
Right.
because it's the your pituitary gland doesn't work. Nothing you can do about it. You're gonna have to do this. And I said, with bipolar, with depression, you have a gland in your brain that
Yep. Yep.
doesn't work properly. It can't regulate itself, and we need help regulating it. There's nothing wrong with it, and
Hmm.
they would see the light, or she would, and then not. And then it got to the point where, all right, I have to look, I love you, 22-year-old daughter, but I need to take care of my 48-year-old ass right now. And I can't drag, it's a hard decision to make. I mean, um,
It is.
because obviously I have other children, I'm a husband, friends and family. And
Yeah.
it became, I can't, and it happened recently here on YouTube, where somebody, I'm not gonna say a name, was having a breakdown, and this is right when I had realized that my medicine was not working anymore.
Mm.
And yeah, I made the appointment with the psychiatrist, and it came a point where I cannot save you because I'm treading water myself as
Right.
fast as I can. I can't save you.
You got to save
Um,
yourself first.
Yeah, and that almost, with I couldn't keep fighting with the 22-year-old. Now I talked to her today. She's just happy seeing me,
Hmm.
and I pray that that holds.
Right.
I also pray that if it doesn't, she take because she'll, come on.
Hmm. I do.
And it's hard too with your child you want the world for them,
You do.
and then they feel like you're against them, like you're plotting against them, like,
Oh,
and they believe
yeah.
it's their truth. It
Hmm.
is their truth. They believe it,
They do.
and so you can't say, "Oh my," you're just not, you're acting crazy right now. No, it's their truth.
No,
It is
it
just like,
is.
with our truth. Your truth was you needed to paint that house, and it needed to get done.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah, it did.
my truth was I needed that silver from China to help the whole village survive. And I have
Exactly.
other truths. I have friends that have it. And if
Yeah.
anybody out there is a friend of someone, and you'll get the call at 3 in the morning, and they don't know why you're so upset that you called at 3 in the morning. But did you know? Blah 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 blah. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
we're
It is.
it's a commitment. It's a commitment to love us. It's a commitment for us. It's just everybody's got to be on board 1,000%. Hey, Lily, I've seen you all come in. I see you all come in. If any of y'all want to come up here and share your story, just let me know. Um, this is a no judgment zone. No judgment, no judgment.
Oh,
Nothing you say is gonna shock us.
yeah.
That's what another thing I wanted when I started this. I wanted people to see, that you can't shock us. We've all
No.
been there. Harvey, you sex machine in London.
Yeah.
Hello, kiss,
Hey,
kiss.
hey, Harvey, you better
Hold on.
sing me a
All right, hold,
song.
hold on 1 second. My dog is loose. Hold on.
All right,
Hold on. Lola, come here.
Harvey. Harvey, you better sing me a song the next hangout you're on. You better sing me a song.
Oh, no, no. What are you doing, Lola? Yeah. Gotta go back in the house. Come on.
Well, I do. I do.
Oh,
TBV did go through
man.
a bad depression.
Lois just walked by me.
And I'm sorry you went through that too, Bradley. Thank you,
All
Harvey.
right, I'm sorry. My dog, she usually stays in this little, it's like a little fenced area when we let her out.
Yeah.
And she just walked by me. Well, she just got out of it and just walked by.
Good
Please,
night.
it would mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
What, Cindy? What do you need, Cindy? It would mean a lot to me. Oh, you want to come up here?
So does Hooker.
So does two.
Awesome Hooker.
Oh, girls, hold on. All right, so Cindy, are you subscribed to me on Twitter? Because if I hate if I don't know it, I'm sorry. Okay, do you have Twitter? I can either do it with I can send it to your email, or I can send it to a DM on Twitter, whichever. Oh, y'all didn't hear it because it was way down there, but it just went off. Keep those nuts away from my face. Hi, Shannon, and what? Hi, Shannon, and fuck the haters. Well, there you go, Joseph. That's always been my. I'm gonna have that on my Christmas card this year. Merry Christmas and fuck the haters. Where is she? All right, under your name, are you subscribed to me, Cindy? Let me go look. Let me go low. I'm loving that people want to, because this is, look, people, we can talk about this. We got to get the stigma. We got to get the stigma just knocked down. I hate it.
Yes. And Shannon, you ever notice when they do a movie and they're portraying somebody as bipolar? It's fucking not right.
No,
It's
no,
like
it's not.
it makes me so angry.
Well, and two, and I'll go on and say it. We have, people in our own community that, you know, they kind of they use it as an excuse.
Oh my.
So I don't like that, and I think we probably. I mean, you don't have to.
No.
Um, you don't have to.
If I
Yeah,
have a shit day, I just don't get on.
well,
That's all.
exactly. You don't. Yeah, you don't make a day of it. I mean, um, that's another thing that kills me. You don't make a day of it. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna, you know, or I did this because I'm bipolar, and no, that's not why you did it. You did it because you're a not dumbass.
Right. Exactly.
Sorry to say.
It's true.
All right, I got a Cindy Lopez. God, I hope this is her. Because if it's not, if it's not, this girl's gonna be like, "What?" And I'll be like, "Never mind. Are you bipolar? No, never mind. Go away."
That, oh God, that would be my fear that
Right.
I'd just send it to some wrong person.
I know. It could uh, it could be a first in this community, people. Just just messaging random people and asking them to come on. Come on. It'll be like what is it? Like musical chairs. We don't know what
Yeah.
we'll get.
Yeah.
All
Well, I
right.
can
I got
guarantee you there'd be more people with mental illness than you would think.
well yeah, they would say, "Oh, by the way."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, can I sit here for a second? Because I can talk about this. Uh, like I used to hate it, and when I started these when I started these streams and I said the words "I'm bipolar," um, I felt it was like, oh, thank God,
Uh-huh.
I just got that off my shoulders.
Uh-huh.
Um, because I knew there were more people, and I knew that they weren't talking about it because I wasn't talking about it.
Yeah.
And then, through the time, people have thrown out my diagnosis or my medicine and or whatever. And I'm like, all right, it did used to make me mad. Now I'm thinking
Yeah.
that's you. Uh, I've sent the link. So, Cindy, I hope like hell I get you. If I don't. Hey, Kathy Rebuilds and all you lovely people. So, carry your own Wellbutrin. I know that didn't really work for me.
Oh God, it made me
Um,
crazy.
Well, we can talk about that too. That is a whole nother thing is when you're going through the medicine of being diagnosed, and then let's find the right medicine. And we all
Mhm.
know it's a crapshoot,
Yeah.
and the horror. And I'm sure I got to think of family and friends as well. When things are not working, that medicine does not work, and you have to take it for X amount of weeks. And then when you tell the doctor it's really, really not working, and then they try something else, or they'll put something else with the original medicine, and it's such a crapshoot to
Yeah.
find the right medicine and the right.
It is.
Oh, okay,
Right.
hold on. Then I just sent somebody else the wrong fucking.
Did you send them the first one?
Oh no, I sent them the right one. All
Oh,
right, Cindy, hold on.
did you
That
send it
person,
to the
oh
right
my
Cindy? Shit.
God. No, I didn't. We might have another Cindy joining us. No problem. We have plenty of room.
Tug life.
All right, Cindy Shaw Lopez.
I
Let
took
me
that
just.
Clonopin. Did you ever take Clonopin?
They just put me on Klonopin.
Let me tell you what that did to me.
Actually,
Not to scare anybody, but I was on that probably about 3 years. And then when this is before I found out I was bipolar. And then when I actually went into the hospital and did all the testing and I found out that was the problem, they just that getting off that Klonopin was the worst. I couldn't sleep. It was days and days. I went without sleep. It was the worst.
yeah.
Like Withdrawals was horrible with that.
Well, I was taking Ativan, and I've been taking Ativan over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And it was always explained to me because one of my anxieties was at night, and um, I had my because I have ADD,
Hmm.
my brain goes a mile a minute. And I'm sure yours did too. You raced at night and you can't sleep. You have
It did.
15 things are going through your brain that make no sense at all,
Yeah.
but you're still going to worry about them because it might happen.
Right.
Um, and so we tried, we tried everything. Xanax, no, whatever, nothing worked. And they tried the Ativan and it worked. So we didn't fool with that for a minute. Now, this psychiatrist didn't want me on the Ativan anymore and took away the Ativan and added the Klonopin.
Yeah.
So far, um, hadn't nothing's really happened. Uh, I say so far because it is only been a couple months.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope God, please, nothing. But I thought for sure I was going to have withdrawals when I got off the Ativan because that's a long time. I was on that shit
It
a
is.
long time, and so I kind of, um, I kind of like staggered it and kind of took less Ativan and would add a half a Klonopin, and
Hmm. Hmm.
eventually I got it, but yeah. I was scared. Well, then he switched me up. So he took that from me,
Yeah.
and then he also took um put me on. I'm sorry. He also put me on uh shit. Why can't I not? Why am I not remembering this? Uh,
It
the
happened.
yeah, right.
Hmm.
The lithium.
Oh. Oh.
And yeah. So see, these were some major meds getting moved around.
Yeah.
And when I tell you I was scared, I was I was absolutely terrified to take the lithium, um,
Yeah.
to phase out and this was all in the same week. And yeah,
Yeah.
um,
It does
it,
scare
it
you.
was oh, it was frightening.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Apparently I didn't send the right one, dude. Miss Awesome Hooker. I didn't send it. Hold on. Oh Lord. Of course I didn't send it. I sent it to the other Cindy Lopez, who should be here any minute. All right. Awesome. It's coming. It's on the way. All right, now I gotta find Cindy. But so yeah, I was yeah, it was a struggle. It was a
Um,
real struggle.
will be. Yeah, that's something you have to live with the rest of your life. That's the
I
bad
can't.
part.
Oh shit.
I'm like,
This is not
oh my
ever.
god, I am on Shannon.
Yay! Awesome Hooker's here!
Woo!
Okay.
Yay!
Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Trisha.
I'm trying to get Cindy in here. I am not having any help, but I have asked another woman to come.
That's funny.
I am
I'm
so glad you are doing this. You have no clue.
well. I'm so glad.
I
I'm so
am.
glad.
I have been, and I've shared this with a few friends that I am this month, and obviously not not to blame, but it was a contributing factor. Was when all this stuff happened with Tucker, and I
Mhm.
kind of got me a little emotional and whatnot. It sent me into a manic like I've never had.
Yeah.
Oh, and it has been so rough and trying to deal with it and figure it out and talking to my doctor. Do I need to switch my meds? What's going on? And so I'm so glad to see, people that have it too,
Yeah.
that are so open about it. So,
Well, when and switching meds, and I know I just said a little while ago that is a scary prospect. But when they're not working, all right. When your
oh
shit's not
yeah.
working, and so
Yeah.
you're like, all right, well, is it situational?
Hmm.
Or which is what I thought for a long time, that mine was situational. That's why I wasn't working. And then I had like we starting with this damn menopause,
Oh,
and
girl.
yeah, I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
had no clue that affected it.
Yeah.
Learned a lot. So I thought, if I didn't know it, because if you think about it, all right, you go to your gynecologist. Well, you don't go to your gynecologist and say, "Guess what? I'm bipolar." And then
You
you
know.
don't
Hmm.
you don't go to your family doctor. Guess what? I think I'm going through menopause. Well, I guess you would, but it didn't get explained to me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Um, and then something like Tucker's thing, it does throw you into
Yeah.
um, it's I'm trying to think. Your own mortality. You
Yeah.
start worrying about your own mortality, which is
It's
horrible.
true. It's true. And I mean, he's somebody who I've gotten to be extremely, close to. And, he's somebody I see like a big brother.
Right.
I
And,
love. I
and
love him.
having known about his heart condition for a while, and then kind of knowing that things were going on that weren't necessarily public, and you kind of have that build up. And I can honestly say, like, my mom was diagnosed very late with bipolar. She just she just thought she had permanent menopause.
Mm.
um but my son, I have twin sons that are both on the spectrum, and one of them was diagnosed very early with schizophrenia, which is
Oh.
very rare, because schizophrenia in males doesn't present until like late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
Right.
And so when my other son started having issues, I was like, "Oh gosh, please, please, Lord, don't give me this right now. I can't handle it."
Yeah.
And when he came back with being bipolar, but he's on the manic end.
Oh.
And so we started treating him with the Seroquel, and we had, these great results.
Mm-hmm.
But he went through several medications. He tried Zoloft, Strattera, all these different things, and it's really the Seroquel really benefited him. And I started going through, kind of a rough patch with, we had a lot of personal stuff going on, and they upped my Wellbutrin, which I had been on for years. I've always had depression problems, and they kept upping it, and I kept telling them something's wrong. I don't feel right. And they said, "What's the menopause? You went into menopause early. It's just the menopause. Here's some more hormones. Here's some more, antidepressants." And I was on, I think it was around 7 or 8 months that I was on this manic and didn't even know what it was. I just knew that I felt like I was vibrating.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
Yes.
humming in place. I couldn't keep my thoughts right. I was fighting with everybody. I was erratic. I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah.
My own friends, were really looking at me like, I can't deal with you.
Yeah.
And it progressed so much, and they just kept adding it and adding it. And it was like, what else do you want me to do? And I kept telling the doctor, please, there's something wrong with me. And he just patted me on the hand, and I said, you know what, I'm done. I went to see my OBGYN, and she took one look at me and she said, something's wrong with you. And I'm like, no shit, you know?
You're like, thank God.
And I said, what can I do? And she said, I want you to go see this person. I think I know, but I'm not going to make a diagnosis. But she specializes in women who have menopause, and kind of the emotional stuff attached to that. Um, and I went and saw this psychiatrist. She literally talked to me for 30 minutes and goes, yeah, you're bipolar. And I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, why does that surprise you? I said, well, because bipolar people, you know, she goes, how do they act? And it was something you said earlier. It's they lump you into this is how all bipolar people act,
Right.
and it isn't. It's like we're on our own spectrum. We all exhibit things differently. We all react differently. Everything, and it was amazing when she gave me. You know, I take Lamictal, and I felt like it took, I think about 6 weeks or to 2 months to load and get to that therapeutic level. But oh my God, when it did,
Yeah.
you can ask anybody who knew me 2 years ago to now. I'm two different people.
Right.
And I feel so much better. And so when I have these little manics now, being able to know what they are, and I don't
Yeah.
go online. I try not to stream.
Right. Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
No,
uh,
no.
But
so when the first doctor like your family doctor?
my first doctor actually was somebody I had started seeing. I had been referred to him because I have like I said, I have a long history of depression, and I had in my late teens was actually inpatient in a psychiatric hospital because it had gotten so bad.
Right.
So when I've always self monitored, and I know there's a certain point where there's no return for me. So when I get to that point, my husband and I have a deal. If I turn to him and tell him, I need to either go inpatient or I need to see a psychiatrist like now, like this week, you know, he
Right.
he frees his schedule, and that's what we do. And I happened to be able to get in and see the psychiatrist, and he was young, but I really didn't hold that against him until he
Right.
just kept upping and upping. He had me on 600 milligrams of Wellbutrin,
Oh my God.
and it was horrible. And I
Oh,
kept telling him,
Wait a minute. It's
this
crazy.
something's not right, and he just thought I was just depressed.
mm,
And it was hard, and it was I don't know, it's just so weird. And it's like I'm really fortunate because I have a husband who has the patience of a saint. um
yeah.
I mean, because between me and my son, like my son goes on like manic shopping
No.
escapades,
Me
and
too.
me too. So my my husband's like, all right, if you're going into one, hand over the bank cards, okay?
Yeah.
You just erase
Yeah.
that app from
Um.
your phone, get
Well,
PayPal off of there.
Hooker, you've seen all my color books. Like I think I had 20 come in this week. Like I don't know why, but I just had a manic moment and just bought it.
Girl, I've been manic all month buying candles.
Well, whoa, whoa, whoa. Awesome. Now you forced me into that candle thing. And
I
remember?
I did.
Now
I
I
did.
want candles. Damn it! Now I want candles.
Well,
Shit.
tell me what you want: paraffin, soy, wood wick, cotton wick. I can hook you up.
Now this is something that I so last year Iridium Farmer, she, if y'all are not subscribed to her, she is an amazing gardener. She's got the most beautiful flowers. She goes and gets the little larva and makes where she gets the caterpillar, then the butterflies. She's amazing. And it
Uh-huh.
inspired me because I used to have a vegetable garden in the backyard, and then I lost interest. Literally, 3 or 4 years ago, I lost interest,
Yeah.
and um, I hadn't even been back there. In my backyard, we had a guy that would come around and cut the yard, and I wouldn't even go in the backyard. Um, so she really inspired me. She should, and she inspired me like last year. So when spring came around, I went back in the back, and oh my god, the stuff I had to cut down, and but in my mind, I was thinking because I was gung ho, right? I'm cutting trees down like a lumberjack, and I'm thinking to myself, "Am I manic?"
Mm.
And then I thought, "Wait a minute, no," because I wanted to stop like 2 days ago. So this is like me. No, this is me doing it. So
Yeah.
what I have to do is I have to learn that when I'm doing something productive, sometimes I can take credit for it. I don't always have to blame being manic.
No.
uh,
No.
Sometimes it's me being happy or me being doing something.
Right.
Constructive.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, I've got to learn that, and looks like everybody else. There's a point where if I'll be so depressed, and it will be a spiral that I can't pull out of, no
Mhm.
matter
Hmm.
what, and nothing causes it. And sometimes my husband won't understand it. What is what? Why are you crying? I don't know.
Mhm.
I have no idea. And then I can remember going to this psychiatrist and him asking what if I had any goals. And I
Oh.
said, and I went, goals are just what you think about till you die. And I meant it. I mean, I
Yeah.
absolutely meant it.
Yeah.
And I said, that's all they are. They're just shit you think about till you die. And he kind of looked at me, and I looked at him, and I went, "What?" Because I don't think he was ready for that. I was in a way when I got. I mean, I was in a way when I went, and
Mm.
so now he'll ask me, and when I see him, are you? What did he say? Do you hear voices? And I went, "Don't you?" Kidding. 'Cause he knows
I
I'm
hate when they
kidding.
ask that.
Yeah. Are you paranoid? I went, "Shouldn't I be?" And just now he gets me. He'll get like, "All right, you're very funny."
Well,
But,
I've had them ask me. I don't know about y'all. Um, do you have sex, or do you have sex normally? Do you have like, or is your sex life normal? And I'm like, well, that depends on what normal is to you, because
Amen,
there,
girl.
yeah,
yeah.
because there are people with bipolar that do go out and have sex with just a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
that wasn't me. I
That wasn't
behaved
me either.
myself. I
Thank
was
God
good.
that wasn't me. Good
But
Lord.
I'll tell you something I did do. I had very bad anxiety attacks. I would have panic attacks in the middle of nowhere and have to pull over and just, it was bad.
Oh,
And
me. Do you got? You said you had the agoraphobia too.
no, you
Oh.
do? Shannon does?
I do so, yeah, to a point, yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
will. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
just
too.
if I can stay in my car, like when I go pick up my kids, if I can stay in my car, I'm good.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
I was,
And then it just goes away.
yeah. I just had the anxiety thing where I would have a panic attack. I would leave my grocery buggy in the middle of Walmart
Hmm.
and walk out.
Yeah.
Have you did that? Have y'all
Oh,
did that?
oh God, yeah. Like, or have you gone into the
Yeah.
dressing room and just sat in the dressing room and
Yes.
like they're looking at you crazy because you got like this cart full of melting stuff and you're like in the dressing room just breathing and like trying to
Yes.
figure out how to calm down. That's what
Yes.
got me into, you know, I stopped shopping altogether and I felt so bad because my husband works really hard. He works
Hmm.
long shifts and he still will like, okay, what do we, send me a list of what we need from the grocery store. I'll pick it up on my
Hmm.
way home. And he's so good about it because he he didn't really realize until he
Mhm.
saw me have one in the middle of Walmart.
Yeah.
And just, I guess I got this like real panicked look on my face, and I couldn't breathe. And he just told the boys, he was just like, I'm gonna take your mama out to the car, go down and pick out cereal or something. And he walked me out to the car. He's like, are you all right? I was like, no, I'm not. And I don't know what's wrong. And for him, it's really weird because I did all the driving. I was the one who was the first one out the door to go places and do things. And here I
Yeah.
am in the house, and I don't want to leave. And I stopped going out and doing stuff in my yard, and then I stopped sitting on my front porch, and I worked myself back into a corner in the house that's where I stay. And
Mhm.
now I force myself out twice a month to go to see my counselor,
Mhm.
who, she's phenomenal. But I have to talk to somebody on the way there
Mhm.
and somebody on the way home,
Mhm.
because other than that, I have full blown panic attacks. And thank God for Kathy rebuilds.
Yeah.
one
Oh.
one time she talked me down because I had back to back appointments, and she literally talked to me from one appointment to the house to grab my sons to go to another appointment. And I mean, we're
Mhm.
talking like 2 hours,
Mhm.
and just completely just listened to me yammer why I drove, and that was the only way I could calm down. And because I
Yeah.
had to go, and it's
I
just
do
so
that now.
frustrating.
My daughter.
Angie
Yeah.
Angie J says she suffers from agoraphobia, severe anxiety.
Oh, Angie, I feel you, girl.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
here's what I've done. I have accidentally clicked out of the YouTube, so I
Yeah.
got my phone on my on my sock account. No, it's my backup account. So I'm reading the chat on my phone. So I'm not if I'm not I'm trying to read it. But this is what I have attempted to do, and I am just taking shit back. Like, okay, let's talk about the garden. All right, I took my backyard back. That's mine again. All right. Uh, trees and weeds had it. Now it's mine again. I took it back.
Mhm.
And every little step, which I've told my children 1,000 times, one step forward is a win. All right. So when I was back there, I wasn't even scared of seeing a snake. And I thought, I'm taking this backyard back. And I did it.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy. Now we're gonna, it's I'm doing it. It might be in this yard, and then we're going on vacation very soon. But I know where I'm going, so it's kind of like home, and I'm fine with that. But sometimes you just have to take it back. You just have to take your shit back and say, no, you, no, you're not going to get this bipolar.
Right.
No, you can't. I'm not conceding my backyard. No.
Can I
Uh,
ask you a question? When you said you're getting ready to take a vacation, can I ask? uh, And you don't have to be specific, but
okay.
like, are you traveling like a short distance or a long distance? And the
Five
reason I
hours.
but okay, I'm
Oh.
traveling from South Carolina to Missouri, and I haven't been home since 2011
Oh,
because of my anxiety and
right.
and we can't fly because that's even worse for me. And I we have to drive, and
That's
I
a hell of a drive.
yes, girl. That's why I was wondering if you had any tips.
Well, before uh before I got like this kind of just let me stay home because I'm safe here, and like I could fall in the bathtub tomorrow, and it's not safe in my house. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere's safe.
Right.
Me and my friend drove cross country from Reno, Nevada to Lynchburg, Virginia, where I live,
Mm.
and I have never laughed so much in my life. Just two friends in a car driving, um And so when we get in the car, we'll have our kids, and my son, who's 16 years old now, so he says that his one of his favorite parts of vacation is when we drive down there because we laugh.
Aw.
So
Oh yeah.
that's another thing that I just take back. I um instead of my kids looking at me like, what is she doing? I like to get, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't do it as much now where they're thinking, what is wrong with you? I just take it back. So when you get in that car, take it back. You know what I'm saying? Just, I'm not letting you take this. So,
Right.
but I'm coming to South Carolina. So, where are you in South Carolina? Because I'll run by your house. Come on, come on. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm
No.
outside of Charleston.
Oh, okay. We're going to Myrtle Beach. So,
Okay, you're
um,
right above me.
yeah. But yeah, I
Also,
just take it back.
you
Is
have
Cindy
to.
Hi,
here yet?
Shannon. Hi, ladies.
Cindy's here
Hi.
Hey,
finally.
Cindy.
Hi,
Hi,
Cindy, I'm
hi,
so
guys.
Cindy.
sorry. I'm sorry it
First
took
of
me
all,
so long to get
Shannon,
you.
thank you so much for the other day.
Oh,
When I grow up, maybe I can have the decorum and grace you do. I just
oh,
don't
that's
have it.
sweet.
I mean, it
Um,
just makes me tear up just thinking of that.
what did I do? What was it? My
Your
what
apology,
did it-
your
oh,
apology,
oh yeah. Oh, I
um,
appreciate that. Thank you.
you were amazing. And, I just want to say that. Um,
Thank you.
I, I started in my early 30s after I had my son. I had what they called the baby blues.
Mhm.
And so they put me on Wellbutrin and then Lexapro, and I've gone back and forth with different things, including Ativan, temazepam because I couldn't sleep. Um, but I know people are tired of hearing this, and I'm sorry, but this is just my truth. Um, in January of last year, um, I said goodnight to my precious husband of only 27 years. I went to check on him at about 1 in the morning, like I always do. We slept in different rooms because we both have different medical equipment and we'd never sleep. But I went in and I realized um, he wasn't snoring.
Oh,
And
Oh no.
so I went to the side of his bed and I touched his arm and it was cold.
oh,
So
Oh my
sometime
God.
between time I told him I loved him at 11 p.m. Thursday and 2 a.m. Friday, the Lord came and visited our home and took my Joey home.
Right.
oh.
He had just been a doctor 4 days earlier. This was a complete shock to everybody.
Hmm.
We didn't see this coming at all. So I've had a hard time dealing with it. So with that comes obvious depression. But you had brought up, Shannon, the agoraphobia.
Right.
Um, I didn't want to leave my house for a couple months because I just didn't want to see anybody.
Right.
I was so sad. And then it came to where I really didn't want to where I really can't now. Um, so I went from seeing a counselor to a psychiatrist, and so I'm on the clonazepam, the Ativan, the temazepam, and they're trying a new one. I get it Monday. It's called citalopram, which I've never heard of. To
I know
see,
somebody on that. I know somebody
do
on
St-
that.
you?
Yeah.
Celexa.
And
Celexa.
And yeah, they use that for so many things. It can stop you smoking. It is an antidepressant like that, but it's
Mm.
got multiple uses. And
Oh,
a man
okay.
that my husband works with is on it and is loving life.
Wow. Now,
Yeah, 100.
see, they put me on Chantix because I wanted to quit smoking. I was one of those people that became enraged. Like, I lost my mind. So I had to
Yeah.
go off that one.
Well, look, and I'll tell anybody this: if a doctor wants to give you Chantrex for smoking or whatever, the side effects are exactly what you're suffering from if you're depressed or bipolar. It's the
Yeah.
same. The side effects are worse than your already
Yes.
condition. So
Yes, ma'am.
don't go. Just remind the doctor. Or if think of another way to do it
Yeah.
because it can exacerbate it and make your depression, bipolar, whatever worse. Now, Cindy, with you, I here's where I know where you're coming from. Is I lost a child,
Oh,
and well,
Shannon.
it happens, and not wanting to leave the house because
Yeah.
I didn't want to. If somebody came up to me and asked me how I was,
Oh,
oh,
God.
I'm so sorry. They have that look. That look that they have.
Yes, I do. It's the
Yeah.
worst.
It's the oh, and I didn't want to hear it, see it.
Right.
I don't want anyone to talk to me. Um, and that lasts a minute. All right, that lasts as long as it's going to last, as long as you need it to. Your brain protects you. Um,
Is
in
that
way
why it shuts down?
well, it kind of does. It protects you. Um,
Okay.
even when like if you have a brain injury, the first thing they do if you have a really horrible injury is they put you in a coma. All
Yes.
right, now because it lets your brain say, "All right, I won't worry about running the stomach. I won't worry about doing the lungs right now. I won't worry about the uh, urine or whatever. I'm just gonna worry and concentrate on healing. Whatever." Um, your brain, there's a point where it's time to restart it. Your brain might not be ready to restart it.
Okay.
Um, and it's life.
How do
Um,
you take those steps out? How do you, like everybody says to me, just just go outside, just make yourself go
yeah,
outside. Well, if it is that easy, I would have done it 10
yeah,
months ago.
exactly. In 10 months, it might take you 12 months. It might take you 2 years. It's going to take you as long as it's going to take you.
Okay.
There is no, and please know that I know this for sure. There is no time limit on grief. You
Thank you
know,
for saying that. I am
uh,
so tired of people going, well, it's already been 1 year. Well,
yeah.
to me, it's only been 1 year.
There you go. There you go. So there's no time limit, and like people told me to go to a grief counselor, and that's fine and dandy. But what I would say was, I don't know that at 11:30 on a Wednesday on my appointment that I'm going to want to talk about it. I
Yeah.
might not want to talk about it.
Thank you for
Uh,
saying that too.
yeah. So it's
I
people
can't
can
tell you how
go.
many appointments I've canceled. Why'd you cancel?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I'm
No, don't
sorry.
talk about it. Yeah. Exactly. Well, and there's no time limit. You
Okay.
you know, you'll
Oh,
know when you're
Shannon,
ready.
thank you. Thank you.
You'll know when you're ready. You'll know when you're ready. And
Thank you for saying that.
it won't be a big leap, and it won't be a "I'm scared." It's gonna be like, "I'm ready," because
Okay.
he doesn't want you to do this.
I,
You know that, but it's gonna take as long as it takes. So if people say it's already been blank blank, tell them to go kiss your ass.
Yeah.
Can I
Oh.
Uh,
say, can you wait a moment? I need to see if Shannon is on so she can tell me
sure.
what to tell you.
Yeah. Because I heard it. I heard it from everybody. Shut up. I'll do it when I want to do it.
Yeah,
Um, and here we have you. It's gonna last as long as it's gonna last. Period. Shut up. It's so easy for somebody to tell you. Just like it's easy for somebody to tell you to calm down when you have bipolar, or just
yeah,
like somebody, just get over it when you're depressed, or whatever. It's easy to stand there and say, um, for somebody, and they make you think something's wrong with you. There's not.
yeah. One of
Your
the
girl.
worst sayings that's ever come out, yeah, of anybody's mouth, I'm tired of it, is pick yourself up by your bootstraps. I
Yeah.
hate that
Yeah.
saying.
Oh, I hate it
Yeah.
too. And oh, this is the one I really hated. They're in a better place.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I
Thank
don't
you.
want
Yeah.
them.
Thank
I don't
you.
Yeah.
want them in a
Thank
better
you.
place. I want them in the same shitty place
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
Yeah.
here with me. I hate
Or
that one. I hate
or
it.
they say, well, you can talk to him, he can hear you. Well, you know what? That's a really nice thought,
Yeah.
but you're gonna go home to your husband and you're gonna have a conversation. You can hear him back. I
Yeah.
don't have that.
Yeah. Exactly. 100%. It's the thing. I I realize now that the only thing you can say to somebody who's in grief is, "I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry." That's
Yeah.
all. That's all you can say. That's all you need to say, because you
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
know how they're feeling. You've not been in their shoes. Uh, they're not in a better place. Even if they were
Thank you.
sick as hell before they left, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. And I'm
So,
so tired of people telling me you talk about Joey too much.
but really,
Oh,
What does that mean?
you should
that
say
was your
maybe.
husband.
Yeah, I say I'm talking too much to you is the problem.
Apparently,
It ain't
yeah.
what I'm talking about. It's who I'm talking to.
I love that. I'm writing this down so
Right.
I don't forget because you may not be on for me to be able to get these
Oh,
zappers in.
oh. But honey,
Right in
it's
there.
natural that you think about. I mean, my mom. We lost my dad. It'll be 8 years on June 30th.
I'm
My
sorry.
mother. Oh, thank you, baby. I still, even I still grieve for him. But my mother, they were married 29 days short of 54 years.
Oh,
That's a lifetime. She
yeah.
still grieves daily, and she talks
Mhm.
about him every day. I fucking dare someone to tell my mother, "Oh, you talk to him too. You talk about him too much," because that's bullshit. That's what you do.
Can we
You
talk
know?
about Queen Victoria? Does everybody know the Queen Victoria story
Mm-hmm.
when the love of her life, her husband Albert, died very young, well, young,
Yeah,
and she grieved him. She still set a place for him at dinner. She still had his clothes laid out every morning.
Yeah.
She still had his shaving stuff laid out every morning for the
Yeah.
rest of her life, which
yeah,
was a long life.
yeah,
So, and she didn't appear in public for 2 or 3 years. She
yeah.
was named
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of England. So,
Mhm.
I don't think people were running around telling her to get over it.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's like I said, if who you're talking to is saying something that's not helping you, don't talk to them no more.
And what's sad is it's a YouTuber.
Oh, well,
Oh wow. Yeah.
that's even easier.
Oh.
Shannon.
I mean, I thought it was like a family friend that would stop by. YouTube was even easier. Shut the hell up. Get out. Bye.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I pretty well did that.
You just have to surround yourself with people that understand you, and I that's what I hoped that these streams would do is we now, people are in the chat uh, telling their stories. People are in the
Yeah.
chat showing support. So
Oh, I
that
can't
if
see the
they need,
chat.
I can't either because I did it, but I'm sorry, I can't. So now we know of, and let me see how many it was. It 50 some people. All right, we got 50 some people now that if they need help, that we can go to.
I love
Yeah.
that you have this, Shannon.
Well, it's needed. I mean, because look, being quote unquote crazy, it has its benefit.
Yes, it
Um,
does.
I'm still gonna make that shirt. I'm bipolar. What's your superpower? I
Oh,
Oh, I
swear to
love
God,
I like
that.
that.
I'm
I like
making it.
that.
I'm making it, and I'm gonna wear it everywhere I go, and I'm gonna say, "Mm-hmm." So,
Well,
That's a good
and
idea.
then
uh,
people are so cruel that
Yeah.
my son's only 27, and God bless him. He moved back home when his daddy died to be with me. And so people kind of realized, and we knew it, but they were, my precious daddy passed away 6 years later. My little mama passed away
Oh,
6 years later. Joey passed away. So they're telling David, do we need to do a countdown for your mom?
oh
How
my
oh,
God.
horrible!
Who
How
does that?
horrible!
Oh my God.
all
How
right,
horrible!
those people need help worse than any of us.
That's
Yeah.
my husband's side of the family.
Okay, well, maybe you ought to jot down like a helpline for assholes,
Oh,
and just drop it in the mail to them.
no kidding.
I'm telling you, let's just do that. I'll start the fucking damn thing. I will start the damn hotline for
I
assholes.
will be there right there with you.
I'll be,
Operator
I
number
will,
two.
we'll just be answering calls. Hello? Oh, really? You're an asshole? Okay. What'd you
Good
do?
grief.
Oh, I used to say that. Awesome. I used to say that too. And I used to say, this is terrible, y'all, but I used to get so, I would say, fuck with me. And that's okay. I'll be bailed out of jail because I've got fucking papers proving I'm crazy.
Oh, geez, Lou.
I used to do that too. Fuck with me. And I will take my medicine and I got papers. Do it.
Yes, yes.
Begging you to do it.
When
Yeah.
it says unmedicated, don't fuck with me,
Yeah.
unmedicated.
I told my husband the other day jokingly, he was, messing, just being silly. And I said, "Do you want me to skip my meds tomorrow?"
I've
And,
done that.
I said, I would drive to your work and I would skip my meds. You do not want this to happen. Because you'll have to say, "Oh, she's mine." That's fine.
I love that threat.
All and he's diabetic, which is funny. And every time he mouths off at me, I'll go, "Do you need a jelly bean? Are you? Do you need a jelly bean? What's wrong with you? Get your blood sugar back up. Eat a cracker."
Well, what's really funny is my husband is probably he doesn't have like he has like combat PTSD type of issues, but he's been able to get them under control and he deals with them, right? But he'll come down in the morning and me and the boys will be fussing each other about something, and he'll go, "Did all of you take your meds? Like, really? Do I have to do a med check on you all?" And but his what I really love is the fact that you know at first he didn't understand the autism, and then he didn't understand the bipolar or the schizophrenia or any of that,
Oh,
but his absolute patience with it and wanting to understand it, and
Right.
he'll tell me all the time that, if he notices that I'm, I call it just, vibrating, I'm just
Mhm.
going in place, and he'll go, did, not giving you any shit, but just curious, did you remember to take your meds this morning? Because I know sometimes you get really busy and and he's looking over in my box going, okay, hold on, it's Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
so
See. And
Oh my God.
that's what I say about reclaiming shit. You have to reclaim it. Even if you just start in your house, you got to reclaim that's funny, and we can, we're I don't know. It's in my house. obviously they know that mom and but they'll joke about it too, and it's funny, and so we've reclaimed it. That's what I kind of what I wanted to do with this series of streams is I want all of us to be able to
Yes.
reclaim it, reclaim whatever what I mean, you can, if you want to call me crazy out, people want to call me crazy, well, I act crazy sometimes. They're not wrong. I'm not,
Me too.
especially when I get on YouTube. Sometimes I act crazy and I say some weird shit, and I can't really argue with it. um
Right.
I've heard some of your stuff
and
and I love
oh
it.
yeah, oh my god, get me upset about something and we're gonna have a nightful. uh but I don't know how, I'm trying to put it into words and I don't know how to do it. It's just reclaim the fun, reclaim the word, uh reclaim the, if you the stigma.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's God, there's a lot worse things in life
You know,
than being bipolar or depressed or whatever. It's a
There
lot
is.
worse.
I
There is.
agree.
Um
And I'll tell you one thing that I've noticed, and I'm newer to the different personalities in the drama community. And I came to the Voight from a whole different community. So, but one thing I've noticed about all of those communities is that there is an extraordinary high number of people that have mental health
mhm.
issues,
Uh-huh.
have some kind of I don't want to say disability, but have like chronic pain, or
Yes.
they are homebound for whatever
For
reason, their
yeah.
kids, their parents, themselves, whatever.
Okay.
And I think what you're doing
Yet.
is very important. And I'll be honest, was trying to do it myself, but where I'm still learning about it. I can talk to you all day about autism, and I have been known to go on tangents about it. But there's things that I was always able to advocate for other people, and now it's time to advocate for myself, and I'm still trying to learn how to do it
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
and
I
that's a
met.
big lesson.
Hmm?
That's a big lesson because you're worth it. I mean, I hate to be like Clairol, you're worth it, but
Woo!
I mean, you are worth it. Advocating for yourself.
Yeah,
When do you start
And
feeling that, Shannon?
um I am not going to tell you that one day you're going to wake up and bound out of bed and just run outside and do whatever. And it doesn't seem like it, but every day it'll get better.
Yeah.
And even if it's a little better, like I say, one step forward is a win. So it'll be the days where it's not the first thing you think about when you wake up.
Yeah.
Yep.
um and it'll be and here's another thing with grief is when you start, because it's just a natural process for your brain and it's surviving. So
Yeah.
maybe you don't think about it for like an hour, and then you'll realize you haven't thought about it for an hour, and then you feel guilty because you're forgetting. All
Exactly.
right, that's crazy talk, but that's what you feel, okay? Because you're thinking, "Oh my
Okay.
God, I'm letting go of him. Oh my God." Um, and then you won't think about it for 15 minutes, and you're not. It's not. You're not so guilty, or you'll think about something about him and laugh instead of cry,
Okay.
and it starts to happen like that, and you just have to pay attention to when it happens. And
Okay.
Yeah.
it does happen. It
Yeah.
does happen.
Will it do
10
it naturally, or do I kind of
Oh
have
yeah.
to
No.
force
Well, you can
myself?
Oh no
no,
no
I
no
mean
no.
no. You can't here's the thing, you can't force yourself through grief.
No.
That's not the way it works. If you could, we'd all be through it in a day
Yeah.
because it's a shitty place to be. So no, you can't be. It'll happen when it happens. It'll be, but you'll notice it. Uh, things will make you laugh about him instead of making you cry for him, and little by little, and then one day you'll go through and you got through the whole day,
Yeah.
and let me tell you, he when you get through the whole day, and eventually you will, he's going, yes, yes. All right, that's what he's it's 10 months is not a long time.
Mm-mm.
No.
And it's not a long time.
Well, mine has been 16 months.
All right, well, you know
Mm.
what? You're still doing it then. It'll happen. Like I
And
said,
that's
and you
why
will.
I found YouTube, was because I just wanted to watch something, and then
Yeah,
I started, saying hi kind of
yeah.
sheepishly in chats, and then I became a full-blown asshole in the chat.
Yes.
Um, but I'm trying to work it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like 16 months again, not a long time. It's not a long time.
And if I can say this to you though, Cindy, is
Uh,
that the one of the things is that my experience, I didn't come on here due to a death, but I came on here due to some other things. And you kiss a lot of frogs and a lot of toads down here until you find the right people.
Yeah.
And it's I I am so unbelievable. I mean, I can't even tell you my first year and a half down in the hangout community type of thing.
mhm.
It was awful, and I thought that was the only one there, and in moving around and talking to more people, I've met some that I just want to choke the shit out of, and I'm just being
Hmm.
honest when
Yup.
I tell you that. One of them is a crazy nut case over in the Boyd, who
Uh-huh.
I just want to pound his head in, but that's a whole nother story.
Okay, you
Yeah.
left the door wide open with just saying a male.
But you know what, girl? My best friend is on here is a man, and he's
Mhm.
amazing, good friend to me. He's very tolerating because I'll tell him like, I'll start being gripey, and he'll go, "Are you pissy pants today?" And I'm like, "Yep." And he goes, "Okay," and then he'll make some jokes,
Oh.
and I'll forget what I was mad
Yeah.
about or whatever. But as I've gone on, and I've met a lot of really amazing people from the drama community, I built myself my own little community, and I tell people this all the time who come into my chats. It's like you're in you're in Hooker's community now. All the other communities don't exist. You're here, and this is what I'm about. And if this is what you like, and just that's exactly what Shannon's doing. Shannon's not representing drama community; she's
Mm-mm.
representing Shannon.
Mhm.
And if you like what she says, this is where you're at. And
Right.
you're going to build up a support network for yourself. Like this past year for me it's been a lot of struggle in trying to figure out where I'm at and why all this is happening and why I didn't see it before and all this stuff. But I'll tell you, I've met Debbie, who has been amazing. Like I said, Kathy rebuilds.
I love
There's
Kathy.
Cassidy Hampton's been another one. Rainbow Pirate, Shannon, all y'all just you're all really, really amazing people in different ways and for different reasons.
Right.
I love a good Shannon rant, and I love a good pirate rant.
Yeah.
Because they're both off the chain, and I'm just like, yep.
Oh my god,
Well,
right.
it gave me hives. So,
Well, with me, awesome. I don't even though I am part of the boy community, and yeah, I am. But I go where I want. I talk to who I want, and
Amen, girl.
I'm not going to be told who I can't talk to. Just saying,
Exactly.
you know.
That's my
Yeah.
philosophy. I will never tell anybody who they can talk to, where they can panel, whose side chat they can be in, who they can be. None of that.
well,
Right.
Because
Shannon,
it's different for everybody.
What,
well,
baby?
Yeah.
Shannon, my thing is that I've met some incredible people, and when I tell them and send little hearts and stuff in the chat, I really mean it, or I don't send anything at all.
Right.
But my question, Shannon, is lately I've been getting in trouble because somebody is hovering in another room, and then I'll get, "Why are you there?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Why are you there?" And I'm thinking, I'm going to be 60 this year. I don't know why I'm answering this.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
happens a lot.
Does it?
Yeah, and this is another thing that touches back to what Awesome Hooker is saying is you build your support system.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to be upset with them, but um, somebody that loves you, a friend that loves you, that wants you to have the best experience in life. We're not even we'll just talk about life in general instead of
Yeah.
YouTube. Is not going to monitor, nor will they get angry with where you go because
Mm-mm.
they don't like it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Those are the people that you just have to, um, like Maya Angelou says, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Mm-hmm.
You just, you're gonna have to
Yeah.
just not. You don't have to answer to that. I always tell people, there's people here I don't like on YouTube, and probably had 17 streams about them, and maybe I haven't.
Oh, Jesus
But
Lord.
I am not gonna go hunting everybody that's in my chat down,
Yeah.
and then ask you why you're doing that.
Right.
That's and even if you're a chatter, if it's a fellow chatter, no. I'm sorry. I paid my internet bill this week, so I'll be deciding where I go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If I need you to pay it, I'll let you know, and then you can tell me what But I don't think it's gonna happen. I'll be fine. So sometimes you just have to get down and dirty and just kind of step away. You don't have to get into a fight. You don't have to get in an
Right.
argument.
Right.
You just take a
Right.
step back and go. And um, all right, we talked about this the last time. It's having things around that make you laugh. Even in your house, or
Yeah.
just the things that you
Your
hang up.
sweet
'Cause,
birds.
yeah, just things that make you laugh. So smile, yeah. So that's what you want to see when you log on to
Yeah.
Twitter or to wherever. You want to see people that make you laugh, make you feel good about yourself. Trust, uh, trust you enough to make your own decisions. And you'll find them. And then when you find them, and I hope I'm one of them, um, then
Yup.
things will start to, you, uh, then maybe this, you know what, Cindy, maybe this is the catalyst that's going to change the direction of your grief.
I hope so.
Maybe today
Well,
is the day, and this needed to happen, and you needed to be here, and we needed to talk about it.
Yeah, because
This
I sure was having a hard time getting up here.
Well, I mean, yeah, right. Well, Cindy Lopez from whoever, I don't know, is gonna be coming up here soon. But M- I, this might be the day. This might be the day that it all starts to turn slowly. Um,
Yeah.
you don't know that. You don't know. You've met, all of us now. You've got the people in the chat supporting you. This
Oh,
might,
thank you, everybody.
this might be the day where it turns around.
Hmm.
So there's that.
I know, like
Eh,
even for me, I've been literally, and the people close to me will tell you, I have been having the worst, worst couple weeks, and I've even went the other day and was like, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna do any more live streams for a while. I can't. I get up on there and I'm having panic attacks just sitting there trying to run
Oh
more.
gosh.
And and it was like I had started talking to a couple people about it, and and said, I just don't think I can do this anymore, and my heart's not in it. I just there's something going on and whatnot, and it's amazing. And I'm a true believer, an absolute true believer, and everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
And you know what, you found your way in. Like, even myself, I had just got done doing something, and was like, I'm going to take a break and see who's live. And I was on Twitter and I saw Shannon's thing pop up,
Same.
and I was like, oh, let me go over and see what she's talking about. And I saw the title and I was like, yes, let's see what she has to say. And I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, table of one, please. Thank you.
That's so funny. Well, I've been going through stuff. My best friend, Cherie, died June 5th, 5 years ago.
I'm
And
sorry.
well, I am too. And yeah, let's see, the 12th was my little sister's birthday, and she died in November 5 years ago.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness
no.
Um,
gracious.
and honest to God, me and my sister, which she's my half sister, and she lived in Arkansas, and we were close. But this is a story that I'll get into one day, not today, because I ain't in the mood for that. But uh, it's God. You know that the day is coming. You know that it's heading around. And again, this is with grief, Cindy. Yeah, June 5th ain't never going to be a great day for me. Uh,
Yeah.
Feb, February 27th is never going to be a great day for me. November's not going to be. But, um, here we are. I posted a picture on Twitter, and I said, "This is everything. This is my heart." And it was two kids on the beach.
Mhm.
Now,
Oh.
all right. So Cherie Miller, uh, I always call her Cherie. I don't know why. Our children went through kindergarten up to graduating together. That's how we met.
Oh.
Wow.
And when they were in the 11th grade, they started dating.
Oh.
And they broke up a year and a half later, and her and I were absolutely distraught.
Oh.
Um, and then she called me from she hadn't been feeling good, and I was like, well, maybe you have Lyme disease. And they were just checking for everything, and she called me and she said, I need to tell you something. And told me that she had leukemia and she was in
Oh.
Charlottesville. Right, I know. So
Gosh.
um um it wasn't it was a hard fought battle, but it wasn't a long hard fought battle.
Right.
And our dream was that these kids were going to get together and get married one day, and we could have all of our little.
Oh.
Well, I told y'all my daughter's traveling around. She's in California, and Dane was in Utah. That's it, and he flew to California to visit her, and that's them on the beach in
Oh.
California.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's why I was like, this is everything. to me right
Oh,
now, seeing him. Now he's gone back to Utah, but anyway. Now, when I go to the beach, and this is one of the things that I forced myself to do. She was scattered, her ashes were scattered at Emerald Isle in North
mhm.
Carolina. So, and her birthday is August 1st. And so there is not an August 1st that has come since then that I have not been my fat ass sat in the sand when the sun rises and me and Cherie have a talk.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, that's something I took back. You know what I'm saying? I took back. I'm so sorry she's gone. I hate it. But on her birthday, we have a talk. Sometimes even a beer, even if it's in the morning. And
Right.
so there's these little victories that you take back.
Okay.
So, Cindy, I'm telling you, I think that today might be the one. I think today might be the day that we're going to
And
start this turn.
I hope so because for me December is the worst month in the year. It was Joey's birthday, Christmas, our anniversary, and then of course New Year's.
Yeah, of course. Hold on one second. I'm live. I'll call you back. That was my husband. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I, I don't know why he keeps calling me. I don't want to talk to him right now. He's so nosy. All
Yeah.
right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, well, look, that's the horrible time for any of this stuff to happen. Um, a horrible time of the year when everybody is all happy, but and like I said, the day it happened ain't never going to be a good day. Um,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean every other day can't be. So I
Okay.
really, honestly, Sydney, I think today is the day that this ship's going to start turning.
I'm
I
gonna
think
believe
so.
that. I'm gonna
All right,
believe that. I
I'm
really
telling you,
am.
I believe it. I really believe it.
I
So
do too, friend. I do
I'm
too.
glad you got up here. I'm glad I finally got you up here. If the other Cindy Lopez shows up. And I see in the chat that other people would like to join, and I want to do this every Saturday. So
Yes.
and I can't find her name, but
Well,
um,
I'm gonna jump off and let others on and talk
no, I'm.
because I would talk to you, Shannon, from now till sunrise, and you'd be going, Cindy, go to bed.
No, I'm gonna end it now because we've been going a long time, like an hour and 45 minutes. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know people got stuff to do, and
Thank you.
uh, Austin, are you going live tonight?
I am. I'm going live at 8 o'clock. We're going to do some trivia and some giveaways and
There we go.
just have
Can
some
Awesome
I
fun.
come
Hooker.
play?
Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all sub up. Awesome Hookers, where to be tonight?
Mhm.
Cool.
Thank you.
Hey,
She the
Austin, I
place.
don't get your notifications.
Thank
I
No?
you,
wanna.
ladies.
I
No.
Thank you,
wanna thank.
Shannon. I
No,
love you so very
I
much.
love you too, and thank you, and thank Awesome, and thank Debbie. Thank
Thank
y'all.
you, Shannon.
And next week, like I said, if y'all want to be on, drop me a DM and I'll know, and
Okay.
we'll
Well,
discuss some other part of this lovely disease we call bipolar.
Let's
all
do it.
thanks, girl.
right. All right. I love you all. I love you, chat, for showing up. Thank you. And everybody go have a good night and head over to Awesome Hookers at 8.
Bye. Thank you, Shannon.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.